live though.
Howdy, folks. This is Vile Mike here. Got Chris and Elihu with me so far. And Chris, you were telling us, and I rudely interrupted you to start your screen. What was going on with your computer?
Well, so last week, I upgraded to Windows 11. We got through the weekly wrap up and all that, and I think I was even on for Monday. Yeah, I was on here on Monday for Chaos Central on the Chaotic Conversation. No problems. But as we were going, me and the LEG doing all this, we were noticing that just little quirks, like things would happen where his program he uses to jump on my computer to check things out and stuff. It kept on not giving him permissions and stuff until we finally realized that when I got to the point where I asked for Microsoft account, Microsoft has literally 69 or 68 or whatever you want to call it, or 67, fucking 4 of my Microsoft accounts. They totally screwed them, and it pisses me off. I'm still fucking just dealing with them on that. So I don't have a real Microsoft account on my own. I have a work one though, so I typed in my work one. Didn't say anything, warn me, hey, by the way, this shows up for a corporate, whatever. Basically, when I did that, it gave corporate the chance to see this computer, and they went in and started freaking out because of all this. I have, programs for audio and stuff I'm never allowed to have at work, or at least my position isn't allowed to have at work. They may have them in some position in my work, but not my position. And so they just started mothballing everything on my computer. Luckily, that didn't hurt anything of mine because it was just on the desktop. Luckily I have everything on a different, drive, so they didn't get to that. But oh man, I was just like, oh. And so finally, by the end of the week, I'm talking to them. I'm like, I'll get it off. I'll move stuff that I have that went into the OneDrive for the company computer. And I said, but just give me time because I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it until the weekend. And on Thursday, the guy I talked to, he's like, okay, fine, that's great. How long do you think you need? And I said, I'll try on Thursday and Friday to get it done, but I said it'll probably be over the weekend. On Thursday afternoon, this dude sends me a message going like, just so you know, corporate's going to wipe it tomorrow afternoon. And I'm like, whoa, I wasn't on it. I said, hey, it said maybe Friday. I said, I didn't say I would be done on Friday. And so we had to then go and escalate it up to the bosses of his division and say, listen, hold on. And luckily, they haven't. But I have to log in under a different password and everything because it's their computer now. It fucking pisses me off. So now I have to totally wipe it again and put Windows 11 back on, download all my programs again. So I did go and just started, just a new Microsoft account. Problem is before long I'm going to have all my emails taken. It's just a pain in the ass. But I mean, computer's fine. I should have it up. It shouldn't take too long. So we should be going tonight. It just depends on if I get LDG on the phone or on another StreamYard here, which I'm working on right now. So if I'm needed and not talking, just leave me here and I will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you already said his name 3 times, so he should be expected to show up.
Yep.
Well, I don't know, because last night he was in the lake, or something. I don't know. I tried several times last night. I checked this morning. He wasn't up yet, so I don't know. I'm hoping he is, because I mean.
You want me to text him?
Well,
I can text him too. I tried calling and text him yesterday, so I don't know. I tried on Discord too. So, anyways, sorry.
Since that's
I thought the best way to get a hold of him is just call him on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say, since that's taken care of, I wanted to jump into the topic at hand because this is something that is going to affect Mrs. Vile and a bunch of other things. And
Yeah, it's my fault that she's not going to be allowed to be get her thing approved because a little conversation we had on social media.
well, okay. Apparently, in order to properly vet people with visas, even if they are just renewing or they've gotten visas in the past with no issues before, every single person needs to be interviewed now and properly, and a background check done in order to get your visa. And we're not talking about just over the phone. It has to be in person at a consulate or embassy. And
The new policy.
the cost is also
sorry.
going to double. So it's going to be
Yeah.
from like $250 to like $500.
Yeah, and one of the new policies is they will examine your social media post, and of course, the current Trump administration basically is denying anybody who says anything negative about Israel or Trump, which means Mrs. Cardenas is going to be denied because of the conversation we had on X about fucking Trump and fuck this. Like, what the fuck? It's about free speech. People
Well,
who
she can
say
delete that account. That's not her only Twitter account. She has
Yeah,
one.
it's a matter of principle. If you say anything negative about Trump or Israel, you can get denied your entry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
It is a matter of principle. I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, it's maddening. Unfortunately, one of these things in the adult world, you have to learn how to navigate it. It's not going to change. He's going to do this. And not just him, but this isn't just Trump. This is a lot of the people around him, which, yes, he helped get where they're at, things like that. But unfortunately, this is the archaic way they used to do it. I mean, this used to be how they did it. Like
I want to explain something to you, Chris, because me and Mrs. Vile did the math on this yesterday when we were sitting in traffic. Based on the time it takes to run a background check, the number of people working at every consulate and embassy in the United States has. Do you know how long it'll take the United States government to process all these interviews and background checks for the number of visas they give out each year?
About 36 to 48 hours per person.
Yeah, but I'm talking about total.
Oh, sorry.
For everybody? No, I mean, let's just be conservative and say 7 to 10 years.
150 years.
Yeah, I mean, no, and that's the thing.
That's just for the visas they would be giving out in 2026.
Yes, that's my point. Is this was how it used to be, and I mean, like you see it kind of in the Bourne Identity, the first movie, the first Jason Bourne movie, where Marie's in the embassy and she's trying to talk to them about getting a student visa. That used to be how Americans had to do it all the time. Most now do it either online, and they vet it online, and if they have anything else, they'll do a phone conversation. If they need more, then they'll tell you to come in. Those were the steps. Now they want to go back, which again, this is their way of saying we're not going to block visas, but they're going to make it harder to get it. And that's the thing. So this type of thing is something that I don't know how to put it without making it sound like I'm complimenting Trump, but his people and he have figured out the right legal way to do a lot of stuff this time around. Because before he just mulled through his way, he's done that with several things now. But basically, what they're going to, if anybody takes him to court on this and says, well, they're making it harder. Well, we're just making sure that it's vetted properly, and we're taking out the ways that we found that people got in that they shouldn't. So we want to make sure, one, it's a real person, it's all this stuff.
Well, let's do an example, okay? Approximately 300,000 visas are issued for the country of Mexico every year. Okay.
Mhm.
The amount of people that are able to process this. First of all, we only have 3 consulates and or no, I think it's 2 or 3 consulates and 1 embassy in Mexico. And the staff is, for all of them, around 300 people. For them, that means if every single one of those people are doing nothing but interviews and background checks, they are only going to be able to process, or they're going to have to process 100,000 people per day or per year for each person. And it takes approximately 64 man hours to do that. So basically what they're doing is it might be a legal way of getting things done, but they're doing it in such a way to make sure that certain groups of people, as far as I'm concerned, can't come to the United States anymore. One of the examples that I saw online was Uganda. The embassy that we have in Uganda has 12 people. They usually facilitate between 8 and 12,000 visas a year. That's not going to happen anymore.
What about Venezuela?
It depends. It depends on the country. I didn't look up every single country because I was looking at the countries with the lowest amount of people working at them, because those are the ones that are going to be hit the hardest.
Well, I thought
And then, of
Venezuela
course,
would be. I thought Venezuela would be most affected because of was that the reward or the bounty for the President Maduro, and after that, before that, the entire Little League baseball team visa was denied to play in the World Series. Every single kid was denied.
well, countries
Just
that
because
won't
they're
be hit hard by
Venezuela.
this, countries that won't be hit hard by this, of course, are like France, Germany, United Kingdom, Sweden, mostly European countries where our embassies are large and, well staffed. It's countries that are not predominantly white that are going to be the most affected. Not to mention, they are also cutting those jobs. They are trying to reduce the amount of people working at these embassies and consulates. They are reducing the amount of people able to run the background checks. They are reducing the judges that can approve the things. All this is going to do is make it impossible for people to come to the United States. And let's take Mrs. Vile, for instance. All she does in the United States is come here to spend money. It's a tourist visa. That's it. She's not allowed to work here. She's not allowed to live here. She can only stay for 72 hours at a time. And if she does, she has to go back for, another 72 hours, something along those lines. So, yeah, it's just going to screw people over.
Unless you're in the Sinaloa cartel family, you can easily get a free pass from Trump.
Well, to be fair, he was supposed to be providing evidence against his family.
Supposed to, but nothing ever developed from that.
At least not yet. I mean, we're not privy to that information. So
this was 3 months ago.
Investigations can take years. So I'm not gonna. I can't fault him for that specific one. Does it look bad on paper? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I'm not gonna knock that specific one because of that reason. Not that I think that everything else is ridiculous. I mean, when I crossed the border today, they had 3 lines open, and there was the 3 people at the booths. They had 2 people with mirrors checking. They had 1 person standing around looking like he was doing nothing. and one person checking IDs at the pre-gate thing. And that was it that I could see at the border at that time. So they had 6 people or 7 people guarding one of the busiest border crossing stations in the entire country. They didn't even have the backup guy that stands up by the back gate to stop people at the last minute. You know, the one that hits the button to push the tire spikes up.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have someone manning that. That means if somebody needed to, or if someone, decided to, screw it and just drive through, they would have gotten past easily. And yeah, I didn't talk to anyone this time, but I guarantee you it's because of the budget cuts to the border stations. They're focusing so much on ICE and giving so much money to ICE that they're not helping the CBP.
And then they reneged on their bonuses for each individual deported and arrested. They deleted that. They lowered they got rid of their age gaps. Now you have to be 18 instead of 21, with no security background whatsoever. I looked into this. You don't need security background anymore to be ICE.
Well, they've lowered the hiring conditions, so you could be,
18. You can be
18 and
now.
over. You can be over 40 now.
Mm-hmm.
You
do not need a security employer background like security guard or police officer like you normally have to, or military background. You don't need that anymore. Anybody can apply. During the interview process, you're vetted to quote unquote uphold American values, unquote. American values is a general, whatever that word is, a definition. What is American values to that person, to the administration, or the person applying to ICE? That's going to be varied. My American values, freedom for everybody, no matter what you are. Wait, that's woke. Sorry, you can't do this anymore. You're no longer ICE. So what are American values according to ICE hiring protocols?
my American values apparently make me un-American, so I mean, because I do still believe in, send us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free.
Mm-hmm.
That's you again, right, Chris? Oh, no, never mind.
And I'm going to tell you something that happened the other day, Thursday morning. Okay, I live in a studio apartment. I can hear things in the hallway, like somebody walking heavy or music or a car, right? So just for context, I'm sitting here chilling in the morning, drinking my coffee, just watching the news, and all of a sudden I hear this. Click, 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 click. I know what that sound is. That's guns right by my fucking door. I quickly hit the deck, about to reach my phone, and all of a sudden I hear click, click, open the door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Next thing I heard was SFPD. I'm like, okay, fucking announce yourself before you do anything. This is the same tactics ICE is using for people. They intimidate, they show up, then they identify or fail to identify themselves. This is fucking dangerous. If I didn't hear somebody yell SFPD in the hallway, I would have called the cops. I would have done something, man. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So they need to identify themselves. When people are getting upset, it's like, oh yeah, why do they have to have masks on? Well, number one, identify yourself. If somebody, I'm gonna tell you this on record. If somebody comes up to me, mask, no ID, no identification, assaults me or puts a gun on me, I'm gonna fucking hit them. I don't care if I get a charge for assaulting a federal officer. You do not identify yourself. You come up with me unmasked, unID'd, and just try to put your hands on me, I'm gonna fucking hit you. I'm gonna fucking take you down. Identify yourself.
I completely agree with that. I mean, part of me is wondering, if I should just get my old shotgun out of the storage unit, keep it in the car, And, you know, if I see someone, you know, acting like that, point it at them and say, identify yourself or I'm pulling the trigger.
I mean, they were coming from my neighbor, but I'm like, that fucking
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me. Hearing gun cocks right by my door.
And for anyone who's watching this on the rerun, I don't have an issue with the masks per se. It's the reasoning behind the masks. If these were masks because they're worried about getting an infection, or if they have an infection and they're worried about spreading it, that would be one thing. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But
I do not have a problem if they are going to do a major gang or location or a drug bust location and they have masks on. That I'm okay with. Safety for them and their families for a drug location raid or a gang location raid. Yes, but there's no reason to have a mask, no identification if you're going to be grabbing somebody off the street in front of Home Depot looking for work. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Is that person in criminal? No. The latest thing with U-Haul truck, the whole mission, quote unquote, was to arrest gangs. What did they do? They opened it up, jumped out, went to Home Depot and got workers. This has nothing to do with fucking gangs. U-Haul made a statement saying we were not aware of this. If we were, we never would have rented this to this person. They're not using government IDs, they're using people's private IDs to rent U-Haul fucking trucks. There was no record of federal government renting U-Haul trucks. Individuals are doing this. And the government is using these trucks to fucking kidnap people.
Well, not to mention, there was the case not too long ago where, you know, guy comes in dressed as an ICE officer, has, you know, the fake labeling on his tactical vest and everything, says he's there to, you know, perform a raid, handcuffs the people, and then robs the place.
Yeah.
And I see that happening more and more often, as long as you're going to have people who don't, you know, identify themselves, who are federal agents, you're going to have people doing the same thing. And then I've seen instances of security guards now dressing in that manner on, you know, private property, like private property security guards. I'm not going to give any specific examples because it has to do with my day job.
I will. Walgreens, Targets.
But it's like, these people, when they're dressed like that, they don't inspire, you know, security or confidence in me. They look like they're there to intimidate people. And I've complained because I literally had one of the guys like walking around following me as I was working. And I'm like, dude, I'm here to do my job. Can you back off? And he goes, well, I'm making sure you're not stealing anything. I'm like, I work here, dude. I'm not going to steal anything. So, yeah. And we're not talking about just like an armed security guard. We're talking about a guy who's wearing camo print. He's wearing camo print in a freaking, you know, convenience store.
Yeah, ISP. Come on, this is a prevention, not law enforcement. They're hired by the store to stop shoplifters. They have nothing to do with law enforcement. All they can legally do is detain you inside an office.
Well, it's not just that, but they're not just armed. We're talking about a guy who has 2 pistols on either side of his hips and carrying an assault rifle. And I know people don't want to get mad about the whole assault rifle thing because it's not proper terminology, but we're talking about a automatic firing rifle with, you know, a 24 to 30 round clip. You don't need that to protect a convenience store. You know, this is a Vaughn, sir. You don't need to be, you know, equipped that heavily.
Well, I'm not going to say what store, but there's a store in my neighborhood. Every single employee is armed with a gun or a knife. They don't need security. They have their own security. One of the owners, kid is 19. He's showing me his 9mm. I'm like, why do you have that? He's like, my dad gave it to me for protection. I'm like, dude, thank you. I'm like, yeah, you need this around here. This kid has a gun. I respect this because of protection for his employer, for his dad, for his neighborhood. I respect that.
Well, one of the things I think was funny is, this is the same type of store where I was once told that my little utility knife that I used as a cardboard cutter and a box opener and stuff, that I shouldn't use this inside the store because it could be perceived as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your screwdriver, you got a couple knives here. Yeah.
So this is apparently too scary for customers to see inside the store. But a guy holding, an AR-15 modified for full automatic, that is okay. That's not dangerous looking at all. But this is. I don't understand the mentality.
It's interesting. Cops don't have to keep their don't wear a face mask. I have not seen a police officer wear
operations. They do, and I understand that.
Yeah, but
you do not
patrol. I do not see any police officers hanging out Union Square or in areas wearing a face mask. I mean, okay.
Well, you also
who are
don't
you?
need
You're a cop. You're
you
visible.
don't need a SWAT team to pull over somebody.
No.
I mean, there was a video from here in San Diego where this couple, and it was almost ironic because the guy apparently was a Trump supporter. They were looking for a place to camp for the night, and ICE pulls them over. 3 cars. Guy searches their entire vehicle because they had legal weed, and when he was asked, they had him on camera saying, "Hey, why did you pull us over?" And it was, "You looked suspicious." It's like, what was suspicious about our driving? Well, you're out in a camping area in a car or in a vehicle packed to the brim with camping supplies.
How about
it had nothing to do with the fact that they were, brown skinned.
Well, get this. ICE tears down security cameras, shadow windows, break doors, force entry into business. But agents did not raid an entire restaurant itself, but the neighboring Rose Spa, which agents said they were doing a quote-unquote wellness check. Of course, no official statement has been released.
I'm going to assume that's you, Dandelion, because a porn thing didn't show up right away.
Woohoo! Yeah, no. Just me, no porn.
Yeah, they're using the premise of a wellness check to check people, but they're breaking windows and disabling security cameras. I got a video right here of them doing this exact same thing.
Wow. And they say Canada is not free. Crazy.
Well,
I always think those people are out of their minds because actually we score way higher on the freedom scores than you guys even before this particular administration and its various insanities.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the visa issue? Were you listening earlier or no?
I was not. I was dealing with chickens. I had to make sure Derpy got her breakfast. So.
Oh. Well, the thing does affect you, so you sum it up for her, Mike.
Okay, basically, if you're coming into the United States to get a visa to come into the United States now, you have to be vetted at a consulate or embassy.
Wow. Well, I have absolutely no desire to go to the States right now anyway, and everybody at work who goes to the States regularly has Nexus already, so.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you're just renewing, sorry about my finger showing up. I was trying to hit something. You still need to get this interview done and background check done.
Yeah, but for Nexus, you have to do that anyway.
Well, just think about this.
As far as I understand, if it's anything like Sentry, it's still separate from that.
This is going to affect Hollywood because some productions happen outside the United States, and any actor who doesn't have a passport needs to get a work visa, And if they are anti-Trump in their social media posts, they can get denied entry to that country to do work, which means there goes production.
You mean
This
no? It would be people going into the states to work, not people going out of the states to work.
Is
Like,
this for
I'm
all
sure
visas?
Canada will
This is
very
for all.
happily.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. If somebody happens to
Anybody who
come
wants
into
to
the United
make
States to
film,
work,
come and
say Bernard Bolin got to roll, right? He needs a visa to come to get to America to work. He
Yeah.
can get denied because of his post, and there goes production for Hollywood. There goes production for everybody else. Canadian wants to come to America
what's
to
gonna
work.
happen
Well, you
is
get
they'll
yeah.
start making movies in other countries even more.
Yeah,
All
what
right,
if a
so-
Canadian actor wants to come here and work? They're
Watch
gonna have to
this.
give.
But here's the thing. Okay, like I just looked up Canada. Canada has 1 embassy and 7 consulates in Calgary, Halifax, Montreal, Quebec, Toronto, Vancouver, and Winnipeg. So that would cover a majority of the Canadian population within a
Did it say
reasonable
Vancouver?
distance.
It said
What?
Vancouver. There's one in Vancouver, right?
Yes, Vancouver
Yeah.
second to last.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to do the same thing for Mexico real quick. Because I believe, they have 1 embassy and 3 consulates.
Right.
So that's a
One
much,
in TJ, one in Nogales, and one in Mexicali, right?
I think so. Plus the one in Mexico, the embassy
Mexico
actually in
City.
Mexico City. So, hold on.
Well, it seems like they just don't want people to come visit the states.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah, it's going to make it a lot harder for people to visit the States because me and Mrs. Vile did the math on it.
Yep.
For them to process all the visas that they normally issue in a single year. So say they were to start the ones for 2026. Do you know how long it'll take the US government to process all the visas just for the year of 2026?
No idea.
150 years.
Oh man. Well, that's okay. Tourism is tanking anyway, so.
Oh yeah, poor Chicago.
I mean, I'm not saying
New
that
York,
I'm
and
being
LA.
facetious, obviously. I mean,
Well, it's definitely going to hurt San Diego because good chunk of our tourism is from Mexico.
MB, your volume is low. I couldn't hear what you said. I just heard mumbling.
does it count for do you have to renew, or if you've already got a visa, is this just when it comes time to renew?
Even
Both.
renewed, new visas, renewals, basically every visa that the United States offers, whether it's
However, if you already have a visa, is that still a valid visa? If you've already got one,
it is still valid, but remember, most visas have to be renewed every 2 to 4 years.
yeah. That's all I'm asking. Like, so some people who've already got a visa will be okay.
Until
Yeah,
renewal
like
time,
Mrs. Wiles' visa, she just got her new visa, so she's good for 2 years.
That's good. At least
But-
there's that. The thing is, this is the sort of thing where when they realize that they're tanking their tourism industry even more, they may step back on the level of,
No, it's not going to happen.
The
Yeah,
Olympic
and I don't-
Committee is
yeah,
the
I don't-
Olympic Committee is debating whether or not to cancel the U.S. Location or not.
for FIFA.
No, the Olympic Committee. The
Oh, the
2026.
Olympics.
They are considering canceling USA and having the location because of this.
Well, if people can't get visas in time to come and visit for it, then
Yeah.
you can't really blame them.
FIFA is just telling people the general boycott. They're not actually having a official boycott. It's like, you want to show up, be careful, and be careful.
Yeah.
In all honesty, how long do you think it'll be before the United States becomes a third world country?
Well,
Not.
it's heading there pretty quick.
If we were going to be a third world country, that pretty much was pretty close 4 years ago, or for 4 years with Biden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Biden,
Oh,
name one policy that Biden
and-
did that would have made us a third world country.
Name one policy. He made us pretty much made us look weak. let's see, the Afghan
Did he?
pull
Because he
out.
looked a lot weaker
Well,
now.
hold on.
Finish?
You mean the Afghan? Hold on. You mean the Afghan pullout that was planned by the Trump administration?
It doesn't matter. It happened under his watch. He's responsible for it, and it was his
Oh.
plan because he altered it.
Trump negotiated directly with the
Okay.
Afghan army, not
No,
Biden.
I do not.
Trump
want
drew
to-
down forces from the 1,300
So-
troops on making an vulnerable attack. Trump ordered to release 5,000 Taliban fighters, not Biden. Trump
Hold
wanted to fight Taliban release Camp David, not Biden.
Hold on, Elijah. We got 10 minutes left. We can bitch about this. Again, I'm not going to say anything about the Afghan pullout. That was a shit show, but as I said, it was planned under one administration, and little things could be changed during it. Because remember, it happened 3 months after Biden took office.
It wasn't
So
sure.
I'm not going to go into that. But what policy did he implement that was so bad? Like an actual policy that was implemented.
He actually pulled out of Afghanistan earlier than what we were planning. The security systems were terrible. That was one big thing. How about another thing?
Okay, well, hold on. I said policy. What? Come on, give me a policy.
Policy, not Afghanistan.
That was part of a policy. Well, let's see. How did his policy go on ending the war in Ukraine, Russia, Israel?
24 hours. 24 hours. Let's do it 24 hours.
And we're not talking about Trump, Elihu. We're talking about Biden because I'm curious. I mean, Biden was sending military aid to Ukraine and trying to open up peace talks with Russia, which was refusing to actually do any peace talks. So how, again, was that a policy of failure of Biden?
Well,
He put sanctions on Russia. He put sanctions on suppliers of Russian munitions at the
we
time.
put sanctions, but yet, did they work?
Partially, yeah.
Partially.
They
So-
would have if they hadn't been
Partially,
blocked so
there's
much.
still-
So much of the
wars
aid hadn't been
going on.
blocked in
Wars been-
Congress.
That war,
No, hold on. Let him talk. Let him talk. I'm curious.
that war has been going on since the Biden administration. Everybody thinks that
It's
only
been going on since the Obama administration. So are you going to blame Obama and Trump because they had 8 years to deal with it first?
No. Hold on a second, Mike. You're right. I meant to say Obama. By the way, I did watch the South Park episode. I wanted to mention that last week. I give it about a 3.5 out of 5. No. The only reason it got a lower rating, I mean, it had a solid 4. I had one issue with the whole thing, and that was just the Satan thing. I thought, okay, we've seen this before.
I think that's the point.
I'm still curious about the policy, MB. What policy? I'm so curious.
Let's see. How well did Build Back Better do? How well did let's see, what was another one? How good did it work out to allow woke into our government? I mean, look
Okay, woke is a word. It has nothing to do with government policy.
Yeah, actually, all this has to do because we looked weak in front of the entire world. And when we looked weak, how? Well, let's see. What happened? Like I said, he wasn't doing very much with the Ukraine-Russia war, the USO-Ukraine war. On top of that, he actually was more interested in getting Israel to do everything his way. He literally said, I'm gonna have a coming to Jesus moment with Netanyahu, which I find funny considering he's Jewish.
Okay,
Those
so
are the areas
I got the key points, or I got the key provisions. You mentioned, hold on, you mentioned the Build Back Better plan. I got a question.
The inflation went all the way up because of things he did, because of policies he implemented throughout his presidency.
All right,
Look at how bad things.
but you specifically said the legislation, the Build Back Better plan, which is that big legislation, the budget bill.
Let me check. Okay.
Okay, so we have one of its key provisions with healthcare. Bill aimed to lower healthcare costs by expanding access to affordable care, including enhanced American the ACA marketplace, cost sharing reductions, investments in health insurance, consumer information, and allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. That was a bad thing.
Has it worked any?
It did. Insulin dropped to the lowest it's ever been.
No, it didn't.
And considering the United States has the highest diabetic population of any country on the planet,
Insulin prices did not drop near as much as you think they did. Now, I don't know. I'm on insulin.
my dad had already passed. My sister is a diabetic. Her insulin dropped to $32 a dose. Now it's back up to $400 a dose.
That's what it costs.
No, it doesn't. Every other country on the planet, it costs so much less.
Well, how do you explain that? No,
we
pharmaceuticals.
We literally got rid of the provision for Medicare to negotiate drug prices.
Medicare is a government-run program.
Yes, it is. And the part of the Build Back Better plan, the one you said was so bad, was allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices, like every other insurance company.
You want me to go through and say every single detail that was bad in a bill? Okay, yes, you can have good things in bill. Doesn't always outweigh the bad. See, one of the problems is this is one of the bigger things, one of the policy problems, and this is with all the administrations. Bills. Bills are this fucking big, and we're signing, and Obama's just as guilty of it as a lot of other people. But another problem comes into when we're talking about his policies. Were they his policies? Because I'm a firm believer that at least within the 2-year mark, or at least the 2.5-year mark, he was no longer really running this country. Now I don't want to get into that.
His policies, Trump's policies is not his policies. It's Project 2025.
Hold on.
So same
again,
thing,
we're not
same
talking
argument.
about Elihu. Stop talking about Trump. We're focusing on this right now. I don't want to do any whataboutisms.
I'm not doing whataboutism. He's talking about policies. It's not his policies. The same thing is happening right now.
But here's the issue I have with that. NB, are they Democrat? Are they policies that were wanted by the Democratic Party?
Are they policies that were wanted by the people or the party?
Party.
I'm going by the party, and specifically because you said that they're not his policies; they were somebody else's. But were these mostly policies proposed by Democrats?
Yes, they were proposed by Democrats, and
well, of course. What does it matter if it wasn't his personal policy?
I have no idea. But the thing is, was he the one really making those decisions? Okay, I'll give you an example.
No, it was Congress, because Congress had to pass the bill.
Well, Congress had to pass the bill. My simple fact is, was it even something he wanted to sign off on, or was it something that he even really knew about? Those are the key things that kind of worried me those last couple of years. And I'll give you an example why. Take what was her name? Dianne Feinstein. She won her Senate seat in her 80s, and I saw flat out on a vote one time where she was going on about a different bill all of a sudden, and then the lady just said,
she was definitely a weekend at Bernie's going on with her.
Yeah.
But
I
don't think Biden was in that situation. He still sounds coherent now when he speaks.
No, he was in I think he would have gotten to that point.
Well, absolutely. He should never have run again. He should never have tried to run for a second.
Here's the thing, though. Why did California vote her back in at that stage of her life? I'm just curious.
Well,
that's just insanity. She shouldn't.
I don't know about that specific district. It could have been any number of reasons. She could have been so enshrined in that community that they would have voted for her no matter what, and she ran unopposed. I don't know.
It reminds me of the Eddie Murphy movie where he ran for Congress, where he went by the name Jeff Johnson, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the name. We're gonna vote just because of the name." People might have voted for Feinstein just because of the name, not because of the candidate. He's like, "Oh, this recognizable name. We'll vote for this one again. We'll do this name again." This happens. This happens, dude.
Hold on a second. No, I'm not denying name recognition.
But I think that's a problem on both sides of the aisle.
It is. It is.
One Republican congresswoman that had been missing for 3 months, and they found her. Actually, she'd been moved into
All right, hold on a second.
I looked it up. Hold on, I looked it up. NB, I want to interject only because I looked it up. in her district, she ran unopposed against the Republicans. The only person that actually ran against her was another Democrat.
She wasn't in a district. She was this. Dianne Feinstein was the senator.
Well, I'm just saying that according to when I just looked up, granted, this is an AI overview, so take that with a grain of salt. It says she didn't run against any Republican. In fact, her biggest competition was another Democrat.
She ran unopposed, basically.
There's loads of them that are like in that same
a guy
situation.
named
Look at
Kevin
how many
De
times
Leon.
Mitch McConnell's had like his blank out moments. Like, I'm not saying it's better. Like, I'm not doing a whataboutism. I'm saying it's a problem on both sides of the
Mitch
aisle.
McConnell needs to go. Mitch McConnell, I would give anything for that fucker to go. There's quite a few Republicans I want to see gone.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there was one woman who they actually found had been moved into like an Alzheimer's facility, and she was a sitting congressperson at the same time. Like, she hadn't been there in 3 months.
Yeah, the 2018 United States election in California, the party for the Senate seat was 2 Democrats, Dianne Feinstein and Kevin De Leon. That's it. Let's see, for what was it?
I mean,
in the primary election, there was a bunch of Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, no parties, even a peace and freedom party, but no one made it into the actual election past the primaries other than those 2. So
no, it's just interesting that the state, I mean, maybe it is, or maybe it was her name, or maybe people didn't realize how old she was. That's all I'm saying. She did, and I'm not even going off her age. It was just a simple fact, like, Mitch McConnell, Dianne, look at,
Grassley? Is it Grassley who's a million years old?
Nancy Pelosi is even getting to a point where I swear to God, I sometimes wonder where
I agree. Nancy Pelosi probably needs to go too. And I do like some of the stuff that she's done, but there's a lot I also don't like that she's done, especially when it comes to semi-legal ways of accruing money.
But I think that's a universal problem there.
Yeah, but that is definitely a problem that a lot of people, both in and out of California and in and out of the Republican and Democratic parties, suffer from.
Actually, the richest, actually, I looked it up a while back. So it's not just Democrats, it is Republican, because I think the number 1 and number 2 are Republicans.
Isn't there legislation right now to stop Congress from investing in stock market trade?
Yes, and I know it has Trump's support. It's just a question: will it pass?
As long as he did it himself, though.
I would like to think of what, but then again, this is the same Congress that won't give term limits, and on top of that, they can't even pass a bill 4 years ago that would have gotten us off the daylight savings time issue. We wouldn't have spring forward and fall back. That's still been sitting on the desk for 4 fucking years. It's an easy vote.
I think the problem with that one is there's no universal agreement on if they're going to stay forwards or stay in standard time.
One of the issues. California, I think it was, they wanted to stay forward.
For our personal health, we actually need to stay on standard time. It actually doesn't work well for us in the winter if it's
Arizona doesn't do it. I grew up with no time change in Arizona. I loved it. When I went to California, I'm like, holy shit.
No, one of the things that I'm all about staying on standard time versus daylight time because 6 o'clock, it's fucking dark as shit out here in the East Coast.
It doesn't matter with Alaska because sometimes a year it's 17 hours a day. What the hell's going on in the background?
All right, so according to Wikipedia, so again, take that source as a grain of salt. We were talking about the richest people in Congress.
Yeah.
They have the list of the top 50. Out of the top 50, 18 are Democrats, 32 are Republicans. In the top 10, it's 7 Republicans, 3 Democrats. Nancy Pelosi would be number 11 if you did out of the top 10.
Really?
Someone named Kevin Hearn and Rick Scott hold the number 1 and number 2 positions. The third one is a Democrat, Mark Warner.
Rick Scott.
Uh,
Rick Scott. Why do I know that?
He's the
name?
one who looks like a skeleton.
Oh, okay.
Rick
yeah,
Scott.
Mitt Romney's number 6. That should tell you a large, a big
I
thing.
couldn't stand Mitt Romney. I could not stand Mitt Romney. I knew Mitt Romney was going to lose. But it was such a given. I was like, dude, you have no chance in hell.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top 10. There's not a single person in there that I like.
Would there be? I mean, think about it. Would you like any of those people? I mean,
No.
look how much money they've made off of just being in Congress.
I think the only one that I come close to even liking, and it would be like a 40% dislike, 60% like, is Scott Peters from California. He's number 21.
Oh, now I know. I just looked up Rick Scott. Now I know why Name Lion mentioned skeleton.
He does. He looks like a skeleton.
He does look like a skeleton.
Mitch McConnell is number 19, if it matters, NB.
I can believe it. Oh, yeah, he'd definitely be in the top 50. You got to think, most of those leadership positions, they've been there so damn long, they definitely would be in the top 50. What's the number 1 guy? Who's the Republican? I want to see how long he's been in office.
Kevin Hearn. I'm clicking the link for him. Oh, God, he looks like every white man in America.
No, actually, he does.
Let's see.
He's a representative. Damn, he's only. Wait a minute. Is this guy? Did this guy get rich before he went in? Because he's only.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them
he's
get
only
rich
assumed
and then
office
they
in
go in
2018.
so that they can stay rich.
No, I'm just saying this guy, he's the richest guy, but you can't really get mad at him because he only assumed office this year.
Let's see. Yep.
Damn it.
I'm not going to look up his personal life because I don't think that it matters.
God damn, that makes that a skew, though. I mean, it's one thing if you're. No, I mean, I'm thinking about the people like, who
Okay,
are talking
he
about
owns a bunch.
being-
Okay, get this. He owns basically a bunch of McDonald's franchises. That's where he made his money.
Oh, okay.
He's the person with a nickname, the Mick Congressman.
Oh no!
But after that little bit of a tangent, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream because I got a Geloja before the mainstream.
Nice.
So I will see you guys shortly.
Because I was busy
Okay.
feeding Burpee.
Later, guys.
See you guys
Later.
in bed.
All right. Nice. See you on the flip side.